What's up, fellas, ladies? Hope you guys are ready to double your win rate on a Sunday, guys. What I did today when I woke up is I went back and I back tested about 100 more trades for my green light breakout strategy to see if it stands up to the test of time. And I want to reveal that data to you here in this video. And more than anything, guys, I want you to understand this and use this in the upcoming week. The big con is you will trade a little bit less, but the pros is you can double your win rate on penny stock breakouts. So let's go ahead and dive straight in. Guys, if you don't know me, my name is Andrew, and for the past 9 months, I've tracked 2,328 breakouts to see if it's actually a profitable strategy. My old way of teaching breakouts is actually only a 46% win rate with a 1-to-1 risk to reward, which means the old way I used to teach breakouts, it's not profitable. Now, I can get this up to 51% if I filter by free float, market cap, and time of day. However, even with a 51% win rate, it's still super brutal. Like, you want close to 60 to 70% win rate with a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So let's go over the old way I used to teach and what actually does not work. So old way, 5-minute time frame. This is Weeble, by the way, for all of you brand new guys. Over here, looking at the top gainers list, as always, nothing has changed, right? And then what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a stock to make a big move up. Boom. Typically, the stock breaks, has some type of breaking news, right? So that's why we get this big green candle here. Not even thinking about buying right here. As always, I've always waited for a 5-minute candle pullback, at least one red candle, again, on the 5-minute time frame. We get that. And that allows me to draw this level right here, which is called the breakout level. Don't worry, for all of you that have been watching me for a while, I'm going to get to the new information here. But this 5-minute candle breaks above, right? So now if you're trading breakouts, you really got two questions. We know this 33-cent level is where sellers are at, right? So we kind of want confirmation that this is going to be a breakout and not a fake out. So you got to ask yourself, like, do you buy right here as soon as the stock is breaking out? Or do you try to wait for extra confirmation and wait for this 5-minute candle to close right here? Well, the old way I used to teach is like, don't buy right here, right? Because a lot of times you get faked out. Like, these stocks will wick up above their breakout level and then get smacked immediately. So I wanted to avoid that. So I was like, to avoid that, I'm going to wait for the 5-minute candle to close up here before I hit the buy button. As soon as this candle closes above this level right here, this right here is where you hit the buy button. Okay? Comment down below if that makes sense. Now, that is how I track the strategy. And so basically what I used for my stop loss in this strategy was a 15% stop loss. All right, so 15% stop loss and looking to make at least 15%, right? So what you see on my dashboard here is the exact results with a 15% stop loss. But I didn't stop there. I actually tracked how far the stock went up as well. So I could see, like, is there a possibility for us to go for like 20, 30, 40% as well? And kind of what I found, if you take it throughout all of the breakouts, let me share some of this data with you. Right here, 2,328 breakouts, only 1,071 hit 15%, which is 46%. Check this out, guys. If you go for 30% take profit, only 591 out of the 2,328 went for 30%, and only 421 went for 40%, which is an 18% win rate. So down here on my dashboard, guys, I have where I can type in a customized take profit, where, for example, I can type in 70%. And you give it a second to load, and you can see as it loads here, only 204 out of 2,320 breakouts ran for 70% or more, which is only 8%, which is obviously a very unprofitable strategy. By the way, guys, if you want access to this dashboard, it's for my one-on-one students. This is what I sit down and break down with them so that they can have more confidence and clarity. So if you guys are interested in that, you can go follow me on Instagram, send me a message, just DM me the word day trade. I'll see if you guys are a good fit. Also, make sure you guys join the broadcast channel right here where I share updates in real time and tips and tricks and kind of what I'm finding and what data I'm currently backtesting. So make sure you go check that out, right? So I was like, okay, there's a major problem here. So if I filter by a couple things like free float and market cap, I can get this win rate up to 51%. But what I found is that there is nothing more impactful on this win rate than what happens on the 1-minute time frame while the 5-minute candle is breaking out. Let me break this down for you, okay? So take a look right here. We get the pullback right here. Right here at 7:45. This is when the stock breaks out, right? So what I started tracking is what's happening on the 1-minute time frame while the stock is breaking out. So over here we have the 1-minute time frame, and this is a 7:45 a.m. candle, right? So as you can see, at 7:45 a.m. while this candle was closing, this candle was green. And then also the next 1-minute candle was green as well. So if I minimize this, guys, and I say, okay, like, let's filter by, I started tracking this maybe about 2.5 months ago. And let's say the 1-minute candle was trending green while it was breaking out, yes. And the next 1-minute candle close green as well. We click yes on that as well. And take a look at this, boys. We get win rate all the way up to 64%. Now this is a lot more enjoyable. And now if I filter by free float and I go free float below 50 million and I do market cap below 50 million, check this out, boys. Boom, below 1 million. Look at that win rate. 77% for 15% take profits. And if I come down here to 10% and click enter, it's 84%. Like, that's phenomenal, guys. Like, I was like, holy smokes. Like, this is what I want to do. Now, unfortunately, the problem with the strategy is if you are depending on future candles to close green, you and I can't read the future. I was like, damn. So basically, what that data is telling me is that if the 1 minute candle is trending green and the next 1 minute candle closes green right after breakout, there's a 77% chance. But the problem that I found is most of the time on breakouts, guys, this next 1 minute candle actually closes red. And once it closes red, your win rate drops drastically to about 38%. So I was like, that's a problem, because if I try and take every single one of these breakouts, more than half are actually going to close red. And like, I'll have to either sell right here for a loss or hold it, hoping I can either break even or catch a small percentage. And like, I don't want to do that. I would much rather just skip out on all the losers. So I was like, well, what if instead of buying right here like I typically do, what if I wait for this next 1 minute candle to close right here and I buy up here? Now, obviously, I'm paying for extra confirmation. I'm paying a higher price. I'm getting in at a higher level. But is this a more profitable strategy? So I had to make a decision. I was like, all right, I'm going to start tracking this. And also, too, since I'm getting in at a higher price, instead of using a 15% stop loss, I'm going to track this with a 20% stop loss, because I know I'm probably going to get in at least 3, 4, 5% higher. So it would make sense to increase my stop loss by at least 3, 4, 5%. So I went from 15% to 20%, and that's exactly what I back tested. Today, I went through about 50 more trades, 50 to 100 more trades this morning. I kind of lost track, but let me go ahead and jump into the dashboard and kind of show you exactly what we're looking at here. So we want to reset our dashboard here. And as you can see, 190 total trades is what I've tracked. And you may be looking at this win rate like, that's not that great, Andrew. 106 out of 190 ran for 15%. And if we type in 10% right here, we can see 129 out of 190 ran for 10%, which is only 67%. Like, that's actually not that great. And with a 20% stop loss, this is actually an unprofitable strategy. Well, let me show you how to take this up to 70 and up to 80%. So number one is what I found, big direct variable to how far a stock can run is the free float, right? So what we want to do is we want to filter by free float. We want to focus on things that are below 50 million. So immediately you can see that we jump up to a 59% win rate, which makes this a profitable strategy. But the other thing we want to filter by as well is the market cap. The higher the market cap, typically these stocks run a lot less. So we want to get rid of all of the higher market cap stocks and just focus on below $50 million. So if we go 10 to 50, these are my different categories, 1 to 10, and we go below 1 million. Now I'm filtered by free float and market cap. We can see we get this win rate up to 68%. And again, guys, that's if you get in at this level and use a 20% stop loss and go for 15%. 69% win rate almost, which is phenomenal. You can see that this is a profitable strategy. If I take my position size and I say 1,000, this was over the past basically 2 months here. If you would have took all of these trades and traded every single one of these with 1,000 with perfect execution, your net profit right now would be $4,000. I know many of you would take that because many of you are probably negative here. Now, if we want to get this even higher, guys, what we can do is go over to time frame, and we can get rid of the 6 to 7 a.m. time frame, because 6 to 7 a.m. absolutely sucks for breakouts. Let's go ahead and get rid of the 3 to 4 p.m. time frame, and let's get rid of all of the stocks after lunchtime as well. Let's click off to the side here, and then boom, this is where it really starts to dial in and make a ton of sense, because no matter what take profit percentage that you go for, 15, 30, or 40%, all of them are pretty damn profitable. 10 to 15% is actually tied. So if you take a look right here, you can see the net profit, 3,600, 3,900. Well, they're almost tied. They're very, very similar. So for me, what I would be doing is I would probably be going for 10%, maybe hold for 15% if the stock is moving pretty quickly. But 10% is going to give you consistent high win rate. Now, when you lose, you will lose 20%. However, you're going to win so often, almost 83% of the time, that it's just going to be way more net profit. You're still going to be a profitable trader, even though you're risking more than your reward is. Now, again, if you wanted to try to go for those big moves, you absolutely could, because the win rate for 30% take profits is 48%. And since you're going for 30% take profit and only risking 20%, that still works out as a profitable strategy. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I did this over the past 9 months. Where I'm at currently right now in my trading is like going for the smaller percentage, catching momentum, getting that win rate as high as possible. So for me, now that I've tracked over 75 trades over the past 2 months with this strategy, with these filters, I feel super, super confident that this is probably going to hold up. And the reason why I think this is going to hold up is because think about it like this. Every single trader, or not every single trader, a lot of traders wait for this 5-minute candle close to get confirmation. But what really happens here is people hit the buy button, right? And then what happens when you hit the buy button? Like either one, you start to catch FOMO because the stock starts moving up, or it starts pulling back and you get scared shitless. So I think what happens is a lot of people hit the buy button right here, and then as soon as this next 1-minute candle closes red, a lot of people get scared and a lot of people hit the sell button, which ultimately makes it pull back at least 15% and kicks you out of your trade, right? Instead, what you want to happen is you want immediate continuation, that next 1-minute candle to close green, and then after that, absolutely rock it. Now, there's going to be one more thing that I'm back testing, guys, and that's if this current 1-minute candle closes red, but the next 1-minute candle closes green. I actually think that might be a profitable strategy too. I'm going to call that one the red light, green light. Going to back test that one going into this upcoming week, so make sure you subscribe. I'll share that information with you here. With that being said, guys, that's all I got for you. See you in the next video.